tell you what, let me shift this way just a little bit, and that way the sun's not directly. Here, you stay back over that way. No, there you go. I don't want the sun shining directly from behind your head.
Yeah, I get all my ear hairs blow.
I will say it's definitely not usually very flattering. So. Here, maybe one
Yeah,
of
we've learned that trick over time. No overhead lights and nothing from behind. Just 10 years off.
There you go. All right, well, make sure you're comfy there. I'm going to be talking to you right about here.
All righty.
And you're ignore everything else if you can.
I will.
All right. First off, easiest question. Name and how to spell it.
Michael Roselle. M-I-K-E-R-O-S-C-L-L-E. I go by the name Mike.
Okay, where are you from?
I live in Rock Creek, West Virginia, in Raleigh County.
Talk to me a little bit about some of the issues you guys have in mind.
Well, the main issue we have is they're blasting over 5 million tons of high explosives in the tops of these mountains at the headwaters of the Appalachians. And then they dump the mining spoils over in the creek, and then they scrape the coal off, and then they process it there and leave the sludge behind, and then the coal goes to New York or Pennsylvania or India. But this is what we get. This is what we get. This stuff rains down on us 6 days a week, and it's known to be toxic, it's known to cause cancer, it's known to cause birth defects, it's known to cause all sorts of diseases. We have 20 studies that we've done in the last 2 years that prove it. And we've been trying to get these people in this building to do something about it, and they won't enforce the laws that are on the books in West Virginia. They won't enforce the laws that are in effect for the whole country. They ignore them. Our judges ignore them, our legislators ignore them, and for the most part, the media ignores this. So we have to take these types of steps to try to educate the public on the dangers of mountaintop removal, not just to the people who live below, because yeah, we believe this and this is going to shorten our lives, but that water comes down here and it goes into the Mississippi and it goes all the way out to the Gulf, and it has mercury in it and it has heavy metals in it, and those sludge dams are above and they're not very safe, and a big weather event could take them out. This is a dangerous situation. This is why we call it the Appalachian Community Health Emergency.
Well, what are some of the things that are contained in that dust that you know of?
Well, polyaromatic hydrocarbons, pulverized silica, partially combusted shale and coal products, heavy metals, even radiation are all in this dust. And we have had this studied, and the USGS has told us that we can't eat the food out of our gardens when this dust falls in it. So this is not healthy for people.
You were talking a little bit about some of the history of the area you live in, and kind of how it's essentially disregarded by these coal companies. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, they want everyone to leave so they can mine all the coal. Coal undermines the entire region. So if they have it their way, all these mines that are getting bigger and bigger will eventually become one mine. Then they will dam up the Coal River and do hydropower. They want all those communities gone. We've seen documents and they say we need to depopulate this area. And that's what they're doing. They're tearing down schools. They're tearing down union halls. They're tearing down churches and they're bulldozing cemeteries. No one will ever know that any Appalachians ever lived up there when they're done.
Let me think here. I guess what would you like to see? I mean, if they started tomorrow, you know, if the action started tomorrow, what would you like to see first thing?
First, we want a moratorium on the blasting. They can continue mining, no new blasting permits until the U.S. government does a real study and confirms what all these other studies have shown. And if they can come back to us and say, yes, this is poison, yes, this is killing you, yes, we're going to still do it, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But we think that at some point they've got to come to their senses. We've done 2 years of studies. We've knocked on every door in the Coal River Valley. We've taken over 500 hair samples there. We took 500 more in Pocahontas County where they don't have strip mining. And the difference in mortality, sickness, birth defects, lung diseases is astronomical. And you can look it up on the AIC website if you want to find all the documentation, the footnotes, and all the summaries of these studies that have been done by medical universities, and they're peer-reviewed.
I'm trying to think of anything else to ask you while I got you. Is there anything else that I haven't prodded from you might want to say?
Well, I think that mountaintop removal already is illegal. We don't even need a new law. But if they want to tell us that it's legal to poison us with this dust, then let's hear it from them. And let them go up there and breathe it themselves. That's what I have to say. And we're not leaving until we get some kind of an answer. And this is a vigil, and we're going to stay here until somebody talks to us and gives us some kind of reason to believe that something's going to be done about this, because we're tired of waiting.
Now, I kind of know the answer to this, but what do you think the motivating or lack of motivating factors are in this situation? The money?
It's money from the coal industry. It's money from the oil industry, and it has totally polluted the conversation over coal, because it's not about jobs. More people work at Walmart, we know that. More people work in our hospitals, and one of the reasons they work there is because we burn coal here. So we'll have a lot more jobs when we stop mining coal. And what about recreation in our part of the state? Nobody comes there because they won't build any parks, they don't have any facilities, and when anything good happens there, they buy it and tear it down. They don't want tourists down there, but it's one of the most beautiful parts of the state. That's why we're there. And you know, they may have ruined a good portion of it, but what's left is worth saving, and the people who live there are worth saving.
Done.
All right.
Appreciate it, Mike.
Thank you.